Hey radio family, we've got a new way to win. Ace TJ Prime Rewards. Win great stuff like gift cards, Ace and TJ merch, concert tickets, and exclusive money can't buy experiences. Win it all with Ace TJ Prime Rewards. It's so easy. Download the Ace and TJ family app in your app store or at acetj.com/app and start winning with Ace TJ Prime Rewards. New winners every week. Fun and free. Get the app and play Ace TJ Prime Rewards. We always knew you were a winner. Now it's your chance to prove it. Get the app today.
It's not the news, it's more important. Now trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
The WNBA is the top trending topic. A lot of WNBA news over the weekend. Never been able to say that before, but everybody's probably seen that video by now. The Saturday game between the Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky. Caitlin Clark plays for Indiana. She gets fouled pretty aggressively, roughly, gets knocked to the ground.
They call it flagrant.
Yeah, so yesterday, the WNBA upgraded the foul to a flagrant foul. And
is it a flagrant one?
A flagrant one. I've never heard of that.
I think that's what they said. I haven't either. I don't watch basketball very much at all. And I really don't watch WNBA very much at all.
So is this just part of the game? Like it's part of the sport? If you're because everybody said, well, Caitlin Clark was talking a lot of trash before she got knocked to the ground. So is this just part of the game? It seems like that was her reaction in the post-game press conference. Like, hey, this is a tough sport. You just got to get up and show them what you can do.
Yeah, because she can't be looked upon as a whiner at all.
Right now, it's too early.
So she can't be looked upon as a whiner, and I don't think she is a whiner. But they are targeting her, yes.
She says it is what it is. It's a physical game. Go make the free throw and execute on offense. And I feel like that's kind of what we did. So they ended up winning. I think it was one of the first games of the season that they won. So, Caitlin Clark in the news.
All of the rest of them are jealous over the hype that she has gotten and all of the accolades and all of the awards that she's won and all of that. The rest of them are bitter, jealous women. And I would think even her teammates I would put into that category because none of her teammates jump in to help her.
I've seen a lot of former NBA players say that.
Yeah.
They should have come to her defense when she... So what do they expect the other women to do? Run out on the court and throw...
The other women on the court should have gone up, probably, yes.
Yeah.
And they should have clocked that woman who shoulder checked her and the blindside shot like that just to get out of the somebody from her team should have gotten in that woman's face and possibly punched her.
Just a melee.
That's probably what the NBA would have done. Yeah. Or at least pushed her around a little bit.
Yeah. The malice at the palace. Just do it again.
Yeah. That was a good thing. Okay. It's good to know.
Yeah, don't go after the fans.
No, yeah, right. Sorry.
Malice at the palace was them running into the stands to fight fans.
Right,
we don't do that.
We don't need that.
But yeah, I mean, if they're playing regular basketball, that's what regular basketball is.
A little physical game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, stick up for your people.
I hear you. Yeah. I hear you. Jennifer Lopez has canceled her summer tour to spend more time with her friends and family. She says she's devastated about the whole thing, but a lot of people were saying that low ticket sales were probably the reason for the cancellation.
But you know who's most disappointed by that, I would think?
Who?
Her friends and family. They're like, we don't want to spend more time with you. We need a break from you. You're way too grouchy and high maintenance and just, give us a little bit of a go on the road. Go to your adoring fans.
We were looking forward to getting you out of the house.
If you thought Ben Affleck looks sad now that she's going to be around more often, he definitely was more sad.
Smoking more cigarettes and things like that. So those are just a few things right now that are trending.
Okay, Ace is not here today. He's off for a little beach day, and this is the only time of day he can lay out at the beach because the sun's not out yet. It's 6:05 in the Eastern time while we're doing this. So we have big time stuff coming up though. For example, we're going to let you know what not to do on a first date again. Next.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months, 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Well, after several weeks of a kind of a mini hiatus, TJ and Jody's House podcast will be back at noon Eastern today. Will be posted up on the Ace and TJ family app. And this week I've already known this, so I don't want to say we found out. I've already known it, but the reveal of an obsession that my wife Jody has, a full-blown obsession, where she might need to go to the hospital to get deprogrammed from it.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's always exciting with her. And in the podcast, as I'm talking about this obsession and she's denying the obsession, something is happening that she did like subconsciously. It's with what she's wearing that proves my point exactly, and she has to admit, okay, well that does seem like I have an obsession.
So she's not even aware that she's obsessed with it?
No.
What's interesting, she always points out that you're obsessed with stuff. So
Exactly.
Is this a turn the table situation?
No, I just I've always been able to point out when she's obsessed with things, but she makes up stuff about me. And now, Riggins, you know how she changes up the verbiage of things. I'm not obsessed with anything now. I'm in love with whoever, like Paul Skeens, the pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates that played for LSU last year on the national championship team. You are in love with him.
She might be onto something. You have brought him up every day.
He's the only,
at least 5 times a day.
He is the only American player in any level of professional baseball. And he's a patriotic military man and all of that. And
That's
I
wonderful.
Like him,
all that
along
stuff,
with all of the other stuff.
But it is true that you bring him up a lot.
Mm-hmm. Well, because he's the hottest topic in baseball right now.
I believe it.
You're in love with him.
I'm in love with him. But anyway, that's at noon Eastern on the Ace and TJ family app or wherever you look at apps and stuff or get apps. You know where it is. Now, there's another one of these stories out about things not to do on a first date. We get these every week, I think, and they just come from different sources. But this is according to Tinder.
Oh.
See, Tinder. The top 3 things women really want you to do on a date are give sincere compliments. Who's determining whether they're sincere or not? Is she going to know whether they're sincere?
Sounds like.
Because that's always great when somebody compliments you and you tell them that they're lying. You don't mean that. You don't mean it. You know what? You're very, very intelligent. No, you don't mean that. You think I'm dumb. Stop lying. People love that. Keep your phone in your pocket.
It's probably good.
Mm-hmm. And make sure that they get home safely. So check on the woman and make sure she gets home safely. All right.
Okay.
Do women not get on their phones on dates?
Yeah. Every date I've ever had, a girl has never kept her phone in her purse or in her pocket or wherever. It's always been on the table.
So this is a double standard rule, you think?
Probably.
Riggins?
But I think it's a good rule.
I do too. I think it's a great rule for both of them.
Yeah, probably for both of them. Well, this didn't say for just guys, did it? It just said good things to do on a first date.
Yeah, but it was mainly for women. Give me sincere compliments and blah, blah, blah. All right, so we'll finish this discussion next. Hang on.
Live on your radio and anytime you want us, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
We're here with Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. And Richard, not just mortgages, not just home sales. Now you're helping people with home improvements.
Yeah, that's right. So if you want a backyard that you've always dreamed of, or you need siding, windows, whatever you need, give us a call. Check it out.
You've got the money in your home. Richard just helps you find it. Finds the best way for you to do it. It's very simple. All you have to do is start by going to homewithrichard.com. It's homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
Available when you want it, how you want it. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
This is going to be a big Saturday. This Saturday, we're doing TJ and Jody's Small Town Adventures in New Bern, North Carolina. Taking along the usual crew, my little friend Jenny and her handsome husband Michael, and it is going to be huge. It's sponsored by Bojangles, so the whole deal, going around to all the hot spots in New Bern and exploring. It's going to be great. So there'll be something for you if you can't make it and follow along with us in person. You can do that on our social medias Saturday. We'll be giving you more information throughout the week about that. So we're looking at this survey from Tinder, and it is the top 3 things women. It is women. I may have failed to mention that part of it earlier, but it is the 3 things women really want you to do on a date. And they are give sincere compliments, keep your phone in your pocket, and make sure they get home safely. But they didn't have cell phones when I was dating. They may have had them in the military and stuff, but when my wife and I met, the cell phones that were available were just maybe those big bag phones in the car and things like that. So there never was an opportunity to sit at dinner and look at your cell phone and be distracted.
Or keep it in your pocket.
Yeah, you couldn't put that in your pocket. No way. But that's what they always say about guys. Don't check your phone. Don't check your phone. And do guys do the same thing? Are they in the same mindset? Would a guy ever say, "Hey, would you mind not checking your phone or having your phone out while we're on our date here?"
No, I don't care personally, but I can see how some people might take that as an offense. It's like our first date. What do you care about? Or like taking a picture of your cocktails together.
Yeah.
So you can post on your Instagram or whatever. That would kind of irritate me.
It would?
Yeah, a little bit.
See, I think that would be less of an insult than if they're just chatting with somebody, like a friend or something.
I agree, but they're all kind of annoying. Anything dealing with your phone, it's kind of annoying, but I'm not going to say anything about it. That's a good way to end the relationship right there. If you criticize their phone use on a first date, not a good look.
Okay, so would you tell, if you had a woman friend and she said, something strange happened when we got our drinks, he pulled his phone out and took a picture of the drinks and the menu and posted it on his Instagram, would you advise her to not go out with him anymore?
Probably.
Yeah, I would too.
Probably.
And strictly, and I look, I don't mean this to sound old-fashioned or anything, but that's strictly a girl thing.
Yeah.
Taking pictures of the drinks and the menu and then posting it, that's not a guy thing to do.
Yeah, unless you're a content creator and you make a living off social media, that it's peculiar behavior. No doubt about it.
That's just as weird as seeing a woman on a Blackstone. What?
DJ said that.
What?
It's weird.
I'm kidding, ladies. I'm kidding. I'm sure y'all can all tear it up on a Blackstone griddle.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So, bottom line is, add that to the list of double standards that we have no problem with.
Yeah, that are totally fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go.
Absolutely.
All right. Riggins and Now Trending is coming up next.
It's radio. It's a podcast. It's the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next.
Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies is here, and Richard is going to help you get out of credit card debt. And when he pulls your information, it will not your credit.
That's right.
Ding, it won't ding
yeah,
your credit.
no dinging of the credit. We're going to find out and see what we can do for you so you don't have to be bombarded by having a negative effect on your credit.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's a lot easier than you think. It all starts by going to homewithrichard.com, and they take care of the rest. It's homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
And I know you have seen by now this story of the house afar. There's a house afar, house on fire at let's see, we're Massachusetts, and it had just began to burn, and there was smoke filling the garage when the Amazon driver came and delivered a package. The people were not at home, so they had that, I don't know what it's called, but where you pay $1.99, and the Amazon driver will put the stuff in your garage, like open the garage door, put it in, and then close the door behind them. Well, the security footage shows that the Amazon driver walked into the garage that was full of smoke, took a picture of the package to show that it had been delivered, and then just left without alerting anybody that the house was on fire.
Not my circus.
Wow. Was he reprimanded for that?
Well, they said that I don't know how long it was before somebody finally called and the fire department came. It was several hours later. Okay. And a big part of their house was just destroyed. And Amazon says they're looking into it. But I mean, I'm sure it's not in the rules where you have to report if you think you see something that's in danger or on fire or whatever. It just says the door opens and you see the driver walking through the smoke to leave the package. Fire was in its early stages, but it wasn't a small cloud of smoke. And you could smell it burning, or she could smell it burning. The family complained to Amazon, and initially the customer service managers refused to deal with it because the driver didn't start the fire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's their thing. The driver didn't start the fire, so I don't see how we have any dog in this hunt.
Whoops.
Are you saying our driver started a fire? No, that's not what I'm saying. Okay, well, then I don't think we have anything to talk about.
Have a great day.
Yeah. But after the video hit the internet, Amazon apologized for the family's initial interaction with the customer service team. And they said that they encourage their drivers to report suspicious activity and are looking into this.
Okay, well, that's it. There it is.
Mm-hmm. But they don't
encourage them.
Yeah, they don't require.
They don't require it.
Yeah. And as for the safety of the package that was delivered, it was destroyed in the fire.
Yeah, I believe that. Mm-hmm. So they weren't going to do anything until it goes viral, and they're like, okay, we're going to look into it. Yeah, okay, right. Of course you are, because now it's blown up and made international news.
Okay, Riggins, you are the most famous person that believes in not getting involved in things.
Yeah.
Would you have reported that?
Of course.
Yeah. Would you, Rob? Because you're right along there with Riggins to stay out of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe they're like smoking some meat or something. I don't know.
So you wouldn't, or
I would. Yeah,
you would.
Yeah,
okay.
I think a fire is where I have to do something.
Yeah, it's not. I don't want to get involved in like a fist fight. I don't want to break up a fight. I think that's really where I really draw the line. Like I'm not getting involved in that. But if it's a house fire, I'll call somebody.
Because there could be people sleeping in the house. I mean, if you found out there was a house fire at a place you delivered a package to, and somebody was inside and they died because of it, you'd feel bad for the rest of your life.
And if the family pet died in this fire, Amazon would cease to be Amazon.
Yep.
that might be the end of the company.
That may come out. You never know. Ooh. All right, we got more coming up next. Hang on.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
The Johnson Group has been cleaning some of Charlotte's most prestigious businesses since 1985. Family owned and operated. Learn more at acetj.com/clean. It's first class cleaning with the Johnson Group.
It's not the news, it's more important. Now trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
So the boxing match between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson has officially been postponed. Mm-hmm. Originally supposed to take place on July 20th. Pay-per-view event. Mike Tyson approaching 60 years old, Jake Paul in his early 20s, mid-20s. And now it's being postponed because everybody remembers that story about Mike Tyson on the flight about a week ago where he had this ulcer flare-up, what they call it a medical emergency. Well, now the fight has been postponed.
Yeah, he's scared.
You think Mike Tyson
is scared
of Jake Paul?
Yep.
Maybe that's possible. Jake Paul, 31 years younger than Mike Tyson. He's 27. Mike Tyson's 58. So
he's scared.
Yeah, I've seen some of those training videos of Mike Tyson. He still looks pretty vicious, but
have you seen the training videos of the other fellow?
Not as many.
Is he Jake or
Jake?
Jake. Okay, yeah.
Jake Logan is the professional wrestler.
Yeah.
And,
Jake Paul he's the real deal.
I mean, he's 9-1 in his professional career. So
Iron Mike got downgraded to tinfoil Mike.
that's what happened. Scary news out of San Diego. A 46-year-old was attacked by a shark over the weekend. Now, this doesn't happen often, and I love animal attack stories, but swimming 100 yards out into the ocean and just swimming with a group of what they call trained swimmers. Like, this is what they do. Like, they're like cyclists. They'd get up on Saturday mornings and go for long swims. Well, he got chomped right in the torso, had large lacerations. So they're going to do some DNA tests on the wetsuit itself to find out what kind of shark it was. They think a juvenile great white shark attacked him. So
he had passed.
He's alive.
Oh, he is.
Sustained multiple injuries is what happened. So scary times out in the water. And then a crazy story. This is kind of another animal attack story, but it's all over the news. Taylor Momsen, who was Cindy Lou Who. She's also the lead singer of the band Pretty Reckless.
They're good.
Yeah, you like that band. She was performing, opening up for AC/DC. She got bit by a bat.
What?
You see the whole video taken from somebody in the front row, and she's performing her song, and then you see it right down at the hem of her dress, about mid thigh, this bat hanging off of her, and she handles it so cool. If I had a bat hanging off me, I would freak out. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
they creep me out. Bats do.
She goes, can somebody help me? And like the stagehands run out with like a towel, and she goes, don't worry, the bat's going to be fine. You couldn't even tell, but she actually got bit, and now she's going to have to go through like weeks of rabies shots just as a precautionary measure.
Wow. What a 2024 thing to happen.
To get bit by a bat?
And then you have to announce to the crowd that the bat is not harmed. The bat's going to be all right.
The bat is okay.
Man.
Just letting everybody know in case we got any bat lovers out there.
Yeah. Which, if we do, then she shouldn't have even considered their feelings in the whole thing at all. People over bats. I would have grabbed that bat and pulled it off of me and spiked it on that stage.
Would you have?
Hell yeah. I'm not worried about whether the bat is okay or not. I'm getting that thing off of me, and I'm trying to kill it as quickly as I can with a microphone stand or whatever I can get.
I feel like
Bat's okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Thanks, tough rock star girl.
It is an AC/DC crowd. They're a tough brood.
Yeah,
I
they
would
wouldn't
imagine.
have cared one way or the other.
They wouldn't care. A shocking moment from a wedding over the weekend, and I want to get everybody's reaction to this viral video coming up next.
So our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies, is here, and he has helped us so many times through the years. And when it comes to mortgages, he's going to get you the best deal.
That's right. We are the best deal. And if you're under contract to buy a house, you should check us out. I mean, you're not going to. They never do. but we're the best deal.
But feel free, you should, and because we've used him for years for a variety of different things. Whatever you're needing, go to homewithrichard.com to get the process started, and they can take care of you from there. Homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
Don't just listen to the Ace and TJ Show. Watch it. Now available 24 hours a day on YouTube. Just search for Ace TJ TV. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
It's well known that when TJ got married almost 30 years ago, that's right, 30 years. Oh my God. When he got married 30 years ago in Louisiana to his lovely wife, Jody, he wore the traditional tux, but the vest had Looney Tunes characters on it. Which, if you know TJ, you'd go, there's no way that's true. That does not sound like something TJ would do. But he did. It was the style then.
It was just my style then.
It was
nobody else really did it that much.
Well, they were putting Looney Tunes characters on jackets and stuff like that. It was kind of a cultural thing. But TJ fell victim to that. He said it's like his biggest regret about his wedding is he wished he could have gone back and worn something different because it did have Looney Tunes all over the vest. Were there any other traditions that you did not take part of during your wedding? Like, did you not have a wedding cake? Like, you had a wedding cake? No, it was fairly traditional other than that.
Well, my wife didn't want to have alcohol at our reception because all of my side of the family is all no alcohol people.
Right. Did you do the garter toss?
Yeah, but we didn't do any nasty, go over the top things with it.
There's a video from a wedding over the weekend of this young couple. The camera is behind her shoulder as she sits down. The new bride sits down in the chair, and the groom is preparing to do where he pulls the garter off of her leg and then throws it to the groomsmen. The video is shot from over her shoulder, so you don't see her. But he's very handsome. She's thin and blonde, so you got to assume she's very pretty as well. Good looking couple. The music starts. He gets down on the ground, and then you see from behind the groom, an older man walk up behind him and put his hand on the groom's shoulder, and it turns out that's the bride's father. And he stops the groom from lifting her dress up and taking the garter off, and the groom looks at him stunned, and he doesn't know what to do. The bride doesn't say anything, but the groom kind of laughs through it, and as he continues to like pull the dress up a little bit, the father really kind of pulls him back from doing it. Is that right? Everybody on the internet is saying that's what a father's supposed to do to protect his daughter. He's protecting his daughter. That's all he's doing. No. I think that's inappropriate.
Yeah, if the guy's not being nasty about it or anything.
And we can have the argument whether that's an appropriate tradition or not, whether it's gross or not gross, but that's his wife now.
Right. That's not, the dad doesn't have that same authority like a boyfriend coming over to take his daughter out.
And if the bride,
his wife,
it's his wife, and the bride is sitting down, totally seemingly laughing about the whole thing. I thought that was crazy inappropriate of the father to do.
It looks like she held up a hand like, stop, Dad.
Yeah, exactly. That's not right.
Yeah, because he's not being dirty about it or anything. He's just getting it, and
he's not even lifting the dress up very far. He's reaching underneath it to get it.
Yeah. And we could talk about whether or not we need to get rid of that tradition later on, because it is kind of gross. But I thought that was inappropriate. One of the worst responses from a big corporation CEO over the weekend. Shocking stuff coming up next.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
Currents is Lake Norman's #1 lifestyle magazine. Every month, Currents brings you the latest news on what's happening in the Lake Norman area. They've been serving the Lake Norman community for over 13 years. See the latest issue of Currents now at lncurrents.com.
This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
So the internet's a funny place. Sometimes there has been this theory going around, especially on TikTok, that Chipotle's burritos are getting smaller, and their portions that they give you in Chipotle bowls are getting smaller as well. So people have come up with a plan to correct that. Instead of just asking for the employee to give you another serving, you can just pull your phone out and record them while they make the burrito or bowl, or even act like you're recording them, and they think that will get you bigger portions. As if to kind of like subtly threaten the employees, like, I'm going to put you all over the internet if you're not giving me what is supposed to be in the burrito. And as a lifelong, well, not lifelong, but for many years, I've loved Chipotle. I used to go there all the time in college, and they were huge burritos. I do think they are a little bit smaller than they used to be. And maybe it's in my own head. No. But you think?
I think they are, yeah. I think everything is because of the economy, you know.
I think it's probably true, but the CEO of Chipotle got on CNBC, which is like the worst channel ever. So boring. And he talked about this conspiracy theory that the burritos at Chipotle are getting smaller, and he's being roasted for it. This is the CEO of Chipotle addressing the rumors that the portions are getting smaller.
First, I can tell you the portions have not gotten smaller. One of the things I think it's great about Chipotle is if you come into the restaurant and you want a little more rice or you want a little more pico, all you got to do is kind of like, and usually our guys and women give them a little more scoop. You know, we always want to give people big portions that get them excited about the food. It's kind of who we are. I mean, these are big burritos, these are big bowls. Our goal is to give people great experiences. Now, if you want double the amount of meat, you got to pay for it. But yeah, you know, our goal is to get people really excited about what I believe is really delicious food.
So he's being roasted for that response online, that he's so, because what you don't hear is the way he says, you know, you can go into Chipotle and you can kind of just, and he like shrugs his shoulders and kind of opens his eyes real wide, meaning do that to the employee so that you get a bigger helping of whatever they're serving. The CEO said that, kind of like, hey, like, buddy, like, give me a little more. Like, what are you doing?
A little light on the rice.
Maybe a little, yeah. Can you imagine doing that? No.
But he also doesn't know what's going on at each individual store, and the owner of each individual store may be saying, back off of some of the portions here.
I agree. Yeah, they don't know how they've been trained to do it. I mean, they are pre-measured spoons and scoops and things like that. But he's saying if you just go into your local Chipotle, walk up, and all you got to do is kind of shrug and give them a goofy look, and you'll get more. That's from the CEO. So give it a shot. I'm dying to know if it works. At the Ace TJ Show on social media, there is a woman going viral for something she said about returning a shopping cart, and it is getting ugly for her. I'll tell you what it is coming up next.
Live on your radio and anytime you want us, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
It's been a debate here for years.
Does great furniture look good?
Or does it feel good?
Does it fit the style of the room good?
Or does it sit good?
Well, after years of debate
and years of research,
we've decided great furniture
is good fitting
and good sitting.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, and get an Adirondack chair for just $279. In stock and ready to rock only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Available when you want it, how you want it. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
A few weeks ago, we did this thing. It was called what's not illegal, but it should be a crime. It should be illegal. And by far, the top response was it should be a crime to not return your buggy to the shopping cart corral. I call them a shopping cart. TJ calls it a buggy.
No, I don't.
Oh,
Ace
you don't.
does. Ace calls it a buggy.
He also calls it a vehicle. A vehicle. But that was by far the biggest answer. That seems to really irritate people when people don't return the shopping carts. And I totally understand. As a former grocery store employee who spent many hours pushing shopping carts back into the grocery store, it is annoying when you got to go collect one from the very back corner of the parking lot. It's annoying. But there's a woman named Dr. Leslie Dobson. She's a forensic psychologist. She has worked with crime units across the country. You know her? Mm-hmm. Well, she put out this video talking about why she never returns her shopping cart.
I'm not returning my shopping cart, and you can judge me all you want. I'm not getting my groceries into my car, getting my children into the car, and then leaving them in the car to go return the cart. So if you're going to give me a dirty look, off.
Okay, doctor.
Right. It's always a professional therapist.
How sophisticated.
Yeah. I get the point. But whenever I had my kids with me when they were little, and I would do it, first of all, you know that situation, and then park as closely to the cart return as possible. And then close the door for the 5 seconds that it takes to walk the cart back over there and lock it with your key fob. Lock the kids inside there for 5 seconds and then get right back to them. Mm-hmm. And I guess she's got a new enough car where she could leave it running with the air conditioner or the heat on for them, lock it, and then come back in 5 seconds.
Yeah. All the comments, I mean, she's being demonized. I mean, people hate this woman for what she said. And she is kind of being a little sanctimonious about F off if you give me a dirty look. I mean, give me a break. But somebody said, mom of a 6-year-old, 3-year-old, and a 9-month-old, I simply unload groceries, return the cart with the kids, and then load them in. Same way we got out of the car. It's pretty simple. A lot of people say, like what you just said, TJ, I simply park next to the corral to make that whole thing easier. And then a lot of parents just saying, no, I've had kids all my life. I always return the shopping cart. This is not an excuse.
Yeah, I saw a comment. Somebody said, well, what do you do when you are getting the shopping cart to begin with? Like, do you leave the kids in the car at that point? I mean, at some point in this whole thing, you're going to have to leave them in the car for some reason.
So you get the shopping cart inside.
Yeah, but so
you got the kids with you walking and holding their hands and all through the parking lot, and then you get it from inside.
Yeah, then they could walk with you to the corral too then, right?
people are trying to track down this woman's employer. Saying she doesn't deserve a job. I mean, it is really, really ugly. It's gotten, I think, like 12 million views in the last couple hours, and she's had to post follow-ups and things like that saying, well, I guess the entire world hates me now because of my opinion on shopping carts.
And then I'll say this, if she's going to err on the side of caution, she's doing the right thing.
How?
Keeping your kids safe is a lot better than leaving a shopping cart out of the corral.
I think erring on the side of caution would be just shut up if that's what you do. Don't put it on the internet saying, F off if you give me a dirty look for not returning. Just shut up. But listen, she seems like a smart person. Now trending coming up next.
It's radio. It's a podcast. It's the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
Create an unforgettable experience with the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com. Weddings, banquets, shows, expos, they do it all at the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com.
Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
This is now trending, and Simone Biles is trending. She is obviously the greatest gymnast of all time. She just won her 9th national gymnastics championship. I think I got that right. Quite frankly, I didn't even know Simone Biles. I thought she retired. Like after she did what she did at the Olympics, I thought it's like that's where you got to head out, right? But she's still I don't gymnasting around.
I don't keep up with gymnastics that much, but
I don't either. But I know Simone Biles.
Yeah,
I know she's like an American icon.
Yeah.
So she's still doing it, still killing it. Just won her 9th national title. So congratulations.
So she beat Carrie Shrug.
I think she edged out Carrie Shrug. I remember Carrie Shrug, 96, right?
Yeah, somewhere along in there. Yeah. She injured her ankle and then did a perfect 10 on the next one too after she had injured her ankle.
It's pretty amazing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations to Simone Biles. In the news this morning, over the weekend, Garfield, the #1 movie, beating out Furiosa, the Mad Max movie. So a lot of people going to see the Garfield movie. I didn't realize kids were into Garfield. I thought that was kind of like a millennial Gen X thing.
Well, they didn't say sold out to whom.
You think
it could have been all millennials in there.
You think adults were packing out the theater to see Garfield?
Absolutely, I did.
Rob, did you see Garfield?
No, I have no interest.
Okay.
Well, because Garfield's not, killing.
It ain't got enough killing.
That's true.
Doesn't have. It's not an animated show where it's Japanese. He doesn't watch American animation.
Well, did you see If?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you haven't seen that? I heard adults are crying during the movie If.
God.
The John Krasinski vehicle.
I probably
that's
would.
the clown horror show.
That's I don't know what it is.
Is that where the clown's down in the sewer and
Stephen King's If.
Oh yeah, it. That's what it is.
Stephen King's If.
That's
yes,
what
of course.
And there was a rumor over the weekend. Fuddruckers was trending, and I just heard Rob gasp. There was a rumor out there that all the Fuddruckers are closing. If you don't know, if you've never been, they called it the world's greatest burger. And there was a rumor that all of them were closing and going into bankruptcy a la Red Lobster. But the CEO has actually responded saying, this is some misinformation on a random blog, and the source was not reputable. So they said there's still a kick in. They're going to add more locations. And
thank God.
Fuddruckers ain't going anywhere. But this happens every couple months with Applebee's and Chili's and things. So that's just what's now trending.
All right, what do you think everybody in America should learn how to do? We'll give you the list of what other people think coming up next.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
We're here with Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. And Richard, not just mortgages, not just home sales. Now you're helping people with home improvements.
Yeah, that's right. So if you need to if you want a backyard that you've always dreamed of, or you need siding, windows, whatever you need, give us a call. Check it out.
You've got the money in your home. Richard just helps you find it, finds the best way for you to do it. It's very simple. All you have to do is start by going to homewithrichard.com. It's homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
Don't just listen to the Ace and TJ Show. Watch it. Now available 24 hours a day on YouTube. Just search for Ace TJ TV. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Don't forget, there will be a new TJ and Jody's House podcast available today. Just a little bit later or whatnot. Just keep checking it. We don't have a designated time when that goes up. It's just whenever Tech D Rob wades through the mountain of work that he's got here. So you get that on the Ace and TJ family app, or on the Spotify, or on the Squatify if you're working on them quads. So make sure you got all of that. Okay. Here I am being all over the Reddit again.
Look at you.
Mm-hmm. And they asked the question, what's the most underrated skills that everyone should learn in U.S. America? Number one, first aid. I get that.
That's good.
Not just first aid, but first aid, the CPR, and you should learn how to put the Heimlich on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say. How to swim. That's a good one. Cooking. I always say that. You need to know how to cook at least enough to where if you're by yourself, you don't have to go out and get something to eat. Now, you can put something together for a meal. If you can't do that, then you need to grow up. To me, that's what I think. You're not a grown up if you can't fix yourself a meal at home. Basic home and car maintenance. Well, see, I think that's just stupid. Some people, we just don't know how to do all that. How to unclog a toilet. I know how to do that. Can y'all do that?
Yeah.
Hmm? Can you do the other thing, which is know how to not clog it up in the first place? No. Y'all can't do that.
No, not unless I get my knife out.
Y'all are heavy duty. Sewing. You should know the basics of sewing. You should be able to sew a button on a shirt. I believe that. You should at least know how to sew on a button. Can you do that, Rick?
No, I can't.
You have shirts with buttons?
Sure.
And if one fell off, you'd just have to throw it away, wouldn't you?
I'll call my mom.
Yeah. Rob, can you sew on a button?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where did you learn to sew on a button?
My mom taught me.
She taught you how to do that? Okay.
Because one day I asked her to do it. She goes, I'm going to teach you how to do it, so you don't have to do this anymore.
Yep. I took a sewing class. So
I know.
Whatever.
Well, this is the very new age part of you. This learning for men learning how to cook and
no. See, that's the thing. Nothing's new age about me. I learned all this in the old school. Back before something was called new age. I learned how to sew because I needed an easy class in high school.
Okay.
So
that's why I took home ec.
Nothing in 1987 is new age in 2024.
Okay.
Let's see how to read a nutrition label. You should know how to safely operate a firearm. That should be number one in my book. You should know how to safely, even if you're a big time gun person. If you don't know how to safely operate a gun, then you need to learn. Mm-hmm. And how to tell an interesting story is something that everybody should learn.
That's good advice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because somebody's boring you with a long story, and you're like, ugh.
Terrible.
Like somebody just said, like we're doing right now. All right, so let's take a break. We got more coming up next. Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies is here, and Richard is going to help you get out of credit card debt. And when he pulls your information, it will not your credit.
That's right.
Ding, it won't ding
yeah,
your credit.
no dinging, no dinging of the credit. We're going to find out and see what we can do for you, so you don't have to be bombarded by having a negative effect on your credit.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's a lot easier than you think. It all starts by going to homewithrichard.com, and they take care of the rest. It's homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies. Meal delivery services are a big thing right now, but Table and Twine is your local meal delivery service. The meals are fresh, not frozen like national chains. Plus, their meals start at just $7.99 a serving. Take back that time in your day, leave the shopping, preparation, and cooking to Table and Twine. Get details at tableandtwine.com. That's tableandtwine.com.
This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Well, I was up on the national TV the other day. I don't know if I told y'all that. I know I haven't told y'all because I haven't seen you since then. But yeah, twice I was on the national TV, and it wasn't because they were, asking me, what the tornado sounded like.
Thank God. I got a feeling you would revert right back to your Louisiana in 1982.
No, I wouldn't. Just for creative purposes, I wouldn't have compared it to the sound of a train. I would have come up with something else. But my son and I, his name's Boy. He's 20. He's just a few days away from being 21.
Yeah.
And we went to the regional championship baseball tournament, college baseball tournament in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, to watch the LSU Tigers, that's our team, play the Wofford Terriers. And they have a really good baseball team.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
It sounds like a mismatch, I'll be honest. Not knowing anything about
baseball. But a pit bull's a terrier.
Well, true,
and
good
that's what their mascot looks like. It's a big pit bull.
All right.
Yeah. So it was tight the whole game, and LSU won on a walk-off home run in the bottom of the ninth.
Wow.
So very dramatic.
Thrilling.
Yeah. But my wife was texting me in the middle of this dramatic game and going, "Is anybody sitting to your left?"
Oh, my gosh.
No. Aiden is on my right. Nobody's on the left. We're sitting right behind LSU's dugout. Well, Dad said he saw y'all then on TV. So I was like, okay. And then her sister saw us on TV.
Oh, God.
Another time. So we were on twice. And the whole time when I hear that, I'm thinking, I hope they weren't taking, when there was a little bit of a lull in the action and putting the camera on me and making fun of me like they did on George Costanza on Seinfeld, where he was eating the big ice cream sundae, and it was getting all over his face and everything. Because I wasn't eating anything or anything, but I just figured I looked ridiculous.
Yeah, look at this
being a great big fat person.
Hey, look at this fat guy.
Yeah, this fat guy's got the coolest sunglasses in the entire stadium, but it's on his big fat head. His face looks like the moon.
People would be shocked watching that. Looks like the moon.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months, 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin. If you want all of the heating, air, and electrical work in your house done by the very best, then you need Bradham Brothers. They've been a family business thriving for over 50 years, and that means they're doing something right. Go to Bradham Brothers.
Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
My name is TJ. My wife's name's Jody, and I am keeping a secret from my wife. And I don't think she listens to this particular part of the show. So I can tell y'all. Last night, well, it was yesterday evening, I was about to go to bed because I go to bed early on Sundays. And she said, "Oh, I forgot. Do you have time to change out the air filters in the house?" before you go to bed? And I was like, sure. She said, I'll get the ones downstairs, because the ones downstairs, you don't have to have a ladder to get to. The ones upstairs, you do. So I take this rickety ladder that we have, and I start heading upstairs. And she goes, if you'll wait, I'll help you. It'll be easier. I can hold the ladder and then hand you the stuff so you don't have to go up and down the ladder. And I'm in a hurry, and I'm a little bit like, oh, all right, I gotta go. I gotta hurry. Little bit peeved, so to speak. And I'm wearing slides, pool slides, because that's what I wear for house shoes in the summer, for slippers. I start climbing up on that ladder, and I reach up and undo the little metal thing, the cover for the vent, and I pull the dirty vent out, and I go to put the new one in, and when I do, my flip-flop got caught on the thing. And she had already said like 3 times while I was up there, just wait and I'll help you. And I said, no, I got it. And here I go off the back of that ladder. Oh, no. And I hit, it was carpet, and I was in my daughter's room, carpet, but there's a computer tower just sitting there on the floor, and I banged my side, the back of my back against that, and then the other side hit my head. Oh my God. Right there. And I thought she heard, I know she heard that, my big old falling.
Yeah.
But she didn't say anything. And so I jumped up, I got back to make sure nothing was broken, and everything was fine. I finished the job, but I did not tell her I fell out the ladder. So y'all don't tell her either, because I'll never hear the end of it. Well, I told you I was going to come help you. No, you're ready to go.
You popped up real quick, like, ooh,
oh,
we got to cover my tracks.
Yeah.
I don't want her knowing.
And I had my right hand on the side of my head, and then the left hand on my back where I hit that computer. And I'm like, Then I heard her coming up the stairs, and I snapped to it. I'm fine. I got it.
You and ladders. That's the second time you've fallen off a ladder.
It's that same ladder, too.
Is it really?
It's 100 years old. We need a new one.
Oh, God.
All right.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies, is here, and Richard is going to help you get out of credit card debt. And when he pulls your information, it will not your credit.
That's right.
Ding, it won't ding your credit.
No dinging of the credit. We're going to find out and see what we can do for you, so you don't have to be bombarded by having a negative effect on your credit.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's a lot easier than you think. It all starts by going to homewithrichard.com, and they take care of the rest. It's homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
When it comes to buying or selling a house, there are all kinds of people that can help you do that, but not like the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. They are so much more than just real estate salespeople. Find out by going to acetj.com/Temple team.
Don't just listen to the Ace and TJ Show. Watch it. Now available 24 hours a day on YouTube. Just search for Ace TJ TV. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
When I was at home for Memorial Day, my parents live in a 55 and up community, and I don't know where all the 55-year-olds are at. It's
all up.
It's all up, and not even close to 55. I mean, it's like it looks like 80 and up. My parents are in like their mid 60s, and they're the spring chickens of the group. But we're sitting out on the back porch, and then all of a sudden I see a guy. He's in a parachute, and he's got a fan attached to the back of it. And I don't know what you call those, but he's soaring through the air. They live on a golf course. And I went, oh, look at that guy. And they go, yeah, he's like this older guy. That's his hobby now. He goes, I forget what they called it. Not paragliding, but it's a parachute with a fan attached to it. They said he gets out on there on the fairway and just takes off into he's hundreds of yards in the sky.
Is that a windsurfer?
Maybe a windsurfer is what you call it. I don't know. It's like a personal fan parachute system, whatever that is. But he's flying. That's like his hobby now that he's in his 70s. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Any desire to go paragliding?
No, not at all.
This one guy goes on summer vacation, goes to Europe, Scotland, I think it is, decides to do tandem paragliding, which is where a trained professional straps himself to your back, and then you go paragliding and you get to see like this beautiful sight. It's
very erotic.
It is a little weird having that guy glued to you. But this is what happens. This is his first time paragliding. He's so excited. He's got a selfie stick and he's recording his entire experience. And this is, I want you to just hear this audio of this young guy paragliding.
Hey guys, here we are.
Woo!
No screaming.
No screaming. My bad.
That would be me. I'd be going, hey, Aaron, don't scream.
Here, listen. Wait.
Hey guys, here we are.
Woo!
No screaming.
No screaming. My bad.
The instructor,
My bad.
was no screaming. I'm sorry, you're floating over a mountain. It's going to be a natural reaction to just scream.
No screaming. Oh, no screaming. My bad.
Hey guys, here we are.
Woo!
No screaming.
No screaming. My bad.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
They say there are only two things certain in life: sweet deals at Sweet Dreams and taxes.
And only one of those is certain this month.
Which one?
The sweet deals at Sweet Dreams.
What about the taxes?
No sales tax the entire month of April at Sweet Dreams.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And don't call me Shirley.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, and pay no sales tax during the month of April. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
So our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies, is here, and he has helped us so many times through the years. And when it comes to mortgages, he's going to get you the best deal.
That's right. We are the best deal. And if you're under contract to buy a house, you should check us out. I mean, you're not going to. They never do. But we're the best deal.
But feel free, you should, and because we've used him for years for a variety of different things. Whatever you're needing, go to homewithrichard.com to get the process started, and they can take care of you from there. Homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
Hey, radio family, we've got a new way to win. Ace TJ Prime Rewards. Win great stuff like gift cards, Ace and TJ merch, concert tickets, and exclusive money can't buy experiences. Win it all with Ace TJ Prime Rewards. It's so easy. Download the Ace and TJ family app in your app store or at acetj.com/app and start winning with Ace TJ Prime Rewards. New winners every week. Fun and free. Get the app and play Ace TJ Prime Rewards. We always knew you were a winner. Now it's your chance to prove it. Get the app today.